Welcome to Tech Talk with WSU Tech, where we dive into all things WSU Tech and we highlight the voices within our college community. I'm Dr. Sheree Utash, and today we have the honor of chatting with Jennifer Asbridge. Welcome, Jennifer. We always like to start this and kick it off by having you introduce yourself and tell us about what you do and how you serve the mission of the college.
Well, thank you, Sheree, for having me today. My name's Jennifer Asbridge, and I'm the Director of Fiscal Grants Management and Foundation Accounting. Feels like a very long-winded title sometimes, but it says exactly what I do. I serve the college through fiscal monitoring and management of federal, state, local, and even private contributions that come in through the WSU Tech Foundation. And with my position, it serves the mission of the college by aiding in assistance with scholarships and program and initiative funding.
So we all know money's good. And we all know that we need funding. And so when you talk about the work that you do, what are some of the kinds of program services that you are supporting and that are made possible through grant funding?
Absolutely. So the grants and foundation funding support a variety of college initiatives. And some of those come from purchasing books for our library to incorporating applied learning opportunities into program curriculum and new initiatives like the smart manufacturing initiative that we have as well.
Okay. So walk us through what happens when you secure a grant from idea to implementation and to the work that you do.
Sure. So it always starts with an opportunity of funding or an idea that an employee comes and brings to the group. It could even just be associated with our strategic initiatives, and it's something that we've been wanting to do, and we research for funding. We have a great Office of Sponsored Projects that has kind of an interdepartmental role where we have a fiscal side, which is where my position is, and a non-fiscal side, so our grant management team. And we look for funding for those opportunities or ideas. We do some research and we build a concept. And we bring together various employees from all over the college in multiple departments like people and culture, marketing and communications, facilities even, to have discussions on what this opportunity would look like for the college. And we provide to leadership team a conceptualization of that. Mm-hmm. And our leadership team has a process that they go through to vet if that opportunity is a good fit for us.
So it's a pretty extraordinary process, correct?
Correct,
From
yes.
idea to implementation.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens if we get the grant? And then what's your role with that?
Sure. So that's when my role really steps in. So I focus primarily on the post-award, and once we have an award notification, we again get that team together to kind of regroup, saying, hey, some time has elapsed since we submitted that application. This was the project and where we were going with that. And here's the next steps. So who's taking the roles and responsibilities? We create or implement our budget into the college's budget for that grant award opportunity. And my team then assists in budget and spending analysis and how that ties back to project outcomes and the strategic plan.
And you make sure that we are in compliance.
Absolutely. You got it.
And that we're not spending money on things we shouldn't be, or we are spending things on the right things.
That's right. So one of the great things about having finance involved from ideation to the end of the award is that we can help bring in that compliance perspective straight from the beginning. And we can also help train internally our team on what to look for and things that may not be allowable spending items.
Well, I, for one, appreciate that a lot. That keeps all of us out of trouble, right?
Yep.
So grants help us launch new initiatives. I always think of grants as like a sandbox, like you get these dollars to try a new idea.
Sure.
And hopefully you've got an idea that is going to work, but you don't always know that. So what would be an example of something that we've received a grant for recently that, again, from sandbox to implementation to sustainability at the college?
Sure. So I think the best example that we can put out there today is using our grant funds to support our open education modality. We have been awarded a pretty significant Patterson Foundation Award to create the fiber optic technician program. And that is going to focus on like rural areas where in the future, once like this piloting phase has completed, where the award is really helping front those costs, we can apply that open education method and charge essentially for the services and the education that we're providing through
So
there.
something we completely didn't have.
Yep.
Something we thought we needed to have.
Yep.
The funding comes in, we go through the pilot, we work out the kinks, and then it can become a revenue generating
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Yep. Self-sustaining opportunity. And that has been clear through several of our grant awards, not just this one. A lot of times we use it to help us pilot opportunities and
So
programs.
talk a little bit about becoming sustainable beyond the grant.
Sure.
Because I'm not sure everybody really understands that. So talk a little bit about that from your lens.
Sure. So sustainability is not only financial based, but outcomes based, right? We want to make sure that we're serving the mission of our institution by providing a workforce, and you obviously have to have some funding that backs that. So it's kind of looking at what costs we've done or we've had during the grant period, and how we can shift or supplement those funds after that grant the life cycle is completed. And sustainability for that program or that project is vital in order to continue it. So that could look like tuition and fees. It could look like a more direct industry partnership. It even could look like securing private contributions from foundation donors to help sustain that project.
Right, because the money does run out.
It does run out, yeah. It sure does.
There's no free lunch. What's something that people may not realize about your role in making grant and donor funding successful?
I think that because my position or my team is housed inside of finance, they don't always realize how integrated we are with the whole process. We, again, are there from the very beginning, and we're helping do the budget of the proposal application, and we work with them and help them adhere to processes and procedures that protect us from a compliance standpoint. And then at the end of the day, we're helping them do all of their fiscal reports, and closing out that award. I think, though, what's really cool about the position that my team is in is we have the ability to kind of see like the overarching financials because we are in finance. So we can help bring in some of those supplemental funds or alternative funding when a grant cannot allow an expenditure. We can help source and say, oh, we have this other funding that we can utilize to get you to yes, you can do that.
You said get you to yes.
Get you to yes.
I love get you to yes.
I know.
Talk to me a little bit about how we go about getting to yes, and then sometimes when we just can't.
Absolutely. So we are a very collaborative team. And when individuals have questions on, can I do this? We typically have some sort of meeting. Everyone likes meetings on their calendars to discuss the whys. So what are the concerns and what are the opportunities that we have? And it may take a couple of days for some of us to go in and dig a little deeper on the opportunities that are there with other funding available. But we've had instances where I've messaged leadership team and said, hey, we may need to look at some reserves. Is that available for us for this specific project in order to get to that yes?
Yeah, that's true. So you work finance. I don't want anybody to think that you don't have collaboration and shared experiences with faculty and students. So is there a story you want to share that some employee or student was completely, totally affected in some very positive way by the work that you do?
Sure. So I think what comes to mind initially is that we get to help with faculty and staff's passion projects. The first thing that comes to my mind is our alternative talent group. And we have funding both from the foundation side and from some state legislative discretionary awards that are supporting justice impacted students. And seeing the fruits of their labor is a bucket filler for our team. And maybe not necessarily like a story for them, but their passion comes out in the work that they're doing. And that helps us and motivates us to help them complete that project successfully.
And that's another alignment to the mission directly from the work you do. And I sometimes think that not everybody at the college really realizes the total integration, collaboration, and that part of the work that you guys do that is so incredibly important to make sure that we're compliant, we're doing the things we're supposed to do, and we're not getting in trouble, and we're spending the money the way we should be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I do have like the financial background, and my team has the financial background, but we do work very collaboratively across the college to ensure that we are utilizing the funds appropriately and making the most impact with what we have.
So we've talked a lot about grants. Talk to me about your work with the foundation.
Absolutely. I would love to.
We love that our employees give to the foundation. Just very, very grateful for all of the input that we get and all the financial support we get from our employees. But talk about what happens with our employee giving and with business and industry partners giving and other donors within the city.
Sure. So I am very lucky and privileged to work with the WSU Tech Foundation. It's been one of the highlights of my 5 years here at WSU Tech. And some of the work that I get to do really is making sure that we're spending the donors' money for the donor's intention. Because if you don't do that, if you're not a good steward of those funds, no one's going to come back, right? And we want them to come back because we're doing such great work here. So one of the things that I've enjoyed is we have the Student Emergency Assistance Program, a loan program through the foundation, and seeing the names come across and then seeing them walk across the stage at graduation. Wow.
Super Bowl moment.
Yeah, Super Bowl moment. Absolutely. And then I help them do all of their IRS compliance, the 990 filing for our team helps them with that. And anytime they have questions on compliance or IRS regulations or other nonprofit related business concerns, they're able to come to our team and ask, and we will research for them and give them the answers that we can. And we kind of pass the baton back over to them and say, do with what you can.
I think you said you've been at the college 5 years.
I have,
Is that correct?
Yeah.
What's your biggest aha moment of your 5 years of being at WSU Tech?
Oh, that's a good question. Man.
And so not fair because it's just off the cuff. But I'm
Sure.
gonna give you the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that when we really started utilizing external funding, and we were like, we went from, I think in 2015, we had a couple of Department of Education grants and we had one Department of Labor grant. And now we're working with Department of Commerce, Department of Energy, plus Department of Education still, and then all of these state awards as well. It really became like an aha moment that I could hone into what I like doing and serve the college and the mission. Because again, it brings such joy to everyone to see projects be successful, and it's a bucket filler when those students walk across the stage. So I don't know if that really answered your aha question, but I think that that's what's brought me joy in working at the college.
Well, you've been a part of the growth of the grant area, and you've been a part of the growth of the foundation.
Yes.
I mean, 5 years, there's been a lot of growth in both of those areas.
Absolutely. And I was lucky and privileged to add to my team about a year ago. So I can't imagine. I tell the finance department this all the time. When I first started in 2020, it feels like if we were doing the same thing then as what we were now, we would all kind of be drowning because of just the exponential growth. Sure. And I thank goodness that, our leadership team had the respect and the responsibility to help us grow our personnel to help with just the exponential growth on both sides as well. And I'm happy to serve both of them, both sides of the grants and the foundation.
Well, growth is good.
Yeah.
And we want to continue to grow in both of these areas along with everything else that we do. How can WSU Tech and the broader community best support the work you do, that you and your team are doing for the college? What do you need from us?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. We're behind the scenes a lot, right? And so I think allowing us the opportunity to learn from others would be continuing that opportunity, I guess is what I should say, is beneficial for us in the work that we do, because we can't apply for awards or donor funding effectively if we don't understand what's going on at the college. So keeping us, included in what your ideas and your wants and your hopes and your desires are for the college to be successful in the future. Communication is always, a good one. And we have great relationships with our partners, our industry partners. So utilizing those partnerships in awards is like icing on the cake for a funder.
So I think that's part of the secret sauce. I mean, it truly is. And we can still be better and get better at it. But I think part of the secret sauce is that synergy and that communication and that network that's being built.
Absolutely.
For everybody to have a spot at the table to envision what could happen should we receive these kind of funds. So really thank you for being here today. Thank you for tuning in to Tech Talk with WSU Tech. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And until next time, stay connected and keep exploring the incredible work happening here at WSU Tech. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.